Hey crafters! Welcome back to my channel Because I'm Crafty. My name's Katelyn, and today I'm going to show you guys how to put together these super cute succulents. We were making these as a gift for a family member, and we're finding some super cool videos on YouTube very similar to what I'm going to be showing you here today. So I wanted to show you my take on it, and let's get into it. So you're going to need some soil that is good for succulents, so we chose a cactus mix. We have 3 small miniature succulents to put inside, and we tried to choose different sizes and heights to give some dimension inside of our pot. So the first thing we have here is some activated charcoal. These are chunks of charcoal, and it just helps because we're using a container that does not have drainage. So the charcoal will help with the moisture when watering these succulents, which they only need to be watered around once a month. So I'm just putting a little bit into a small mason jar. And then I'm going to put the soil on top of that, making sure to try and push the soil up the sides of the container so that when I put the plants in, the sides are covered. And I'm also making sure that the charcoal at the bottom is completely covered with soil. So next I'm just planning out the direction of my succulents, figuring out which kind of setup works best for them, and I'm going to remove them from the pot and try and squeeze off as much of the excess soil as possible, trying not to damage any of the rootage or anything like that. Once I feel like I've gotten enough soil off, I'm going to place it inside my little jar. And I'm going to repeat this process with the other 2 to fit them all inside of my container. Then I'm going to fill any of the gaps with the soil to make sure that the pot is completely filled to the brim of the jar. I'm just using my finger to help pack down the soil in the places that are hard to reach with the spoon, since it is pretty packed with these little plants. And this is how it looks once the soil is all packed in there. Now we've got these little containers of little stones and pebbles and different colored sands that we picked up from Michael's, and they had a really good sale on. 2 of them were buy one get one. They were $4.99, and then the other one I believe we were able to use a 40% off coupon. So we did really good trying to get all these supplies together. So we got different colors and textures so that it would give some dimension to the jar. So we've placed our tiny mason jar inside of a bigger vase, and we're going to use this piece of paper to help guide the sand down to the bottom so it doesn't get on the plants. And we're just going to layer our sand however we want. You can do as many layers or as small layers as you wish to get the desired effect. And then we're going to add some blue to give it a pop of color. And it's nice if you can make sure that the sand has different levels, different peaks and valleys, so to speak, so that it gives a cool effect on the outside and it's not all completely level. And then we're going to go in with one more layer of the white to finish off the top. So we're just going to take the sand to the top of that little mini mason jar. Now it is a little bit tricky as you get to the top here because you aren't able to bring the paper down lower than the jar, so you may get some spillage of the sand onto the jar. Afterwards we just tried to scrape off as much as we could and filled it back up with some soil. And now we're taking our little pebbles just to fill up the top edge of the sand, just to keep it all covered and flat. Helps it from spilling more into the soil of the mason jar. And my mom also bought this little ladybug, you can see him in there, so we added him to the top of the pot. And this is what it looks like when all completed. I will leave down in the description the original video that we got inspiration from. And make sure to look up on YouTube if you have any other questions about treating and caring for your succulents. And you can check out all these photos on Instagram if you have any questions. You can leave them down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next time, crafters. Bye!